And we welcome you back to Newsmax Prime. We can tell you right now that Donald Trump is speaking to a rally in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's listen to some of what he has to say.
Nobody's read it from our country. And yet these other countries, killers, they've digested every word, every comma, every sentence, every paragraph, everything. They know it, every single word. We don't have anybody that has even looked at it. Remember Obamacare, 2,500 pages. Do you remember Obamacare when nobody read it? Nobody read it. Obamacare will be repealed and replaced. Nobody read it. Remember that? Not one politician, nobody read it. And you remember the guy that came out of one of the schools, Harvard, Yale, something. You remember the guy's a wise guy. And he thought he was in French, but they had the little cell phone camera on. He was among friends, but the friend certainly did a number on him and turned him in, and he was saying it's a whole joke, right? This was the designer of Obamacare. This was the man that sort of created Obamacare. And that's exactly correct. That's Harvey. That's exactly correct. So remember, we tend to forget all these things, but we'll bring them up. But here you have a guy that said it's a phony deal, and yet we keep it. Remember this, on November 1st, new rates are going to come out. They're going to be astronomical. In Texas, going through Blue Cross Blue Shield, they just had an increase of 60%, 60%. New rates are coming out on November 1st. The president wants to have that date delivered after. He wants it to be after, anytime after the election. Because it's election defying. The number that you're going to have to pay for your health insurance is going to be such an increase that it is election changing. Now, maybe I don't want the election changing. Maybe I want it to be just the way it is. But it will send ripples through our society. It'll send ripples through our country. We can't let them delay. They want to make that December 1st instead of November 1st. The election is on November 8th. When those numbers come out, it's going to be catastrophic. It's going to fail of its own volition. The country can't afford it, and the people can't afford it. Number one, the country can't. Number two, the people can't. It's got the double whammy. We will come out with something that will be so good, so much less expensive, so much better. It will be wonderful. We're going to take care of everybody. We're going to take care of everybody. So, when it comes to trade, we're going to make great deals. Carl Icahn endorsed me. So many people endorsed me. So many great business people. We're going to make great deals. They're going to be fantastic deals. Right now, we use political hacks to make our deals. We are going to make fantastic trade deals. Our jobs are going to start coming back. We're going to start making things again in this country, okay, folks? We're going to make things in Jacksonville. We're going to make things all over Florida. We're going to make things in Ohio and Pennsylvania. We're going to make things in Michigan. We're going to bring our car companies back. We're going to make Apple iPhones in this country. You watch. And you know what I'm saying, and I don't have to play games. And we're not giving low interest loans that nobody needs, and we're not giving tax abatements, we're not giving any. We're going to just say, hey, you want to play games and you want to come into this country, or if you want to devalue your currency and destroy our companies, because that's what's happened. These countries are devaluing their currencies and they're totally destroying our companies and our jobs. And we're not going to let it happen because that's cheating, okay? That's called cheating. That's called cheating. I have friends that are manufacturers. They can't get their product into China. And if they do get it into China, they have a big tax to pay, right? With us, come on in. Come on in. We're the stupid country. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Rob us blind, take our jobs, take our money, rebuild China, and many other places. Not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. It's over. We're not going to have trade deficits of $500 billion a year. We're not going to have a trade deficit overall of $800 billion a year and going up, okay? Almost $800 billion trade deficits, okay? Why does that have to happen? Why does that have to happen? So we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around. We're going to bring our jobs back. We're going to bring our manufacturing back. We're going to get you your other jobs. Remember this, one of the reasons that we have these full stadiums is it's beautiful. One of the reasons that we have these full stadiums is because many people in this room do not raise your hand. Do not raise your hand. You've been working harder now than you did 18 years ago. You made more money in real wages 18 years ago than you make today. And now, largely also due to Obamacare, you're working 2 jobs instead of 1. We have part-time workers all over the place. The phony 5% number is a phony number because what happens is when people stop looking for a job because they give up, after 4 or 5 months they can't find it. They stop. They're considered statistically employed, okay? So your real number is close to 20% unemployment. And just take a look. This is all good. We have lots of problems. Our military's depleted, we're going to fix it. Our borders are bad, we're going to fix it. We're going to build that wall, believe me. But we have lots of problems. But I'm not filling up stadiums because of problems. I'm filling them up because people don't have jobs. And they're not making as much money. How would you like to be working harder? You're older. You're not feeling as good. Although, I sort of feel as good as ever. I think I feel better now than I did 25 years ago. You're inspiring. You're inspiring. I have a friend who said to me the other day, because I spoke, and I guess it was 71 minutes, a long time, at the convention. The Republican convention, which I actually liked it. Didn't my kids do a good job? My wife, and I spoke for 71 minutes, but about 26 of those minutes were like standing ovations, right? It was like these massive standing ovations, and it was really great. And I have a friend who's a very successful guy, he's a strong guy, and he came up, he goes, could I ask you a question? Where do you get the energy? Where do you get the energy to do this? I said, do I have a choice? What am I going to do? Stop and take a rest? And then come back an hour later and finish it up? I said, what do we, but we do. You have energy when you love what you're doing. Now, I've always loved real estate, and I've always had a lot of energy. I've had great stuff. I mean, I built a great, great company. Some of the greatest assets in the world. Some of the greatest real estate assets in the world. But I built this great company, but I love doing it. I love doing this. I love seeing these crowds of people pour in. And I want to do, somebody said, why are you doing it? And I say, because seriously, we're going to make America great again. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. That's why I'm doing it. Believe me, I can think of other places I'd rather be. I can think of other places.
Donald Trump tonight in Jacksonville, Florida, saying he's feeling energized by the crowd and also impassioned as he offered a very specific critique on Obamacare. In the 2 minutes that remain in the segment, let's go to the phones at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. A pair of callers from Ohio. Let's begin with Jim. Jim, we welcome you back to Newsmax Prime.
Hey, I hope I'm the Jim you're talking about.
You are.
Okay. I'm not sure what we're talking about this time. I think we might have changed it. But what I was wanting to say really is, I wish that some of these people that know so much about what Trump should be doing would go ahead and help him by doing it instead of criticizing for not doing it. I wish I knew as much as they did. I'd probably be running for president myself, even though I'm a bit old for that right now.
Well, Jim, you know the drill. There are plenty of people, and that's why we have a punditocracy, guys on both sides of the aisle, and a hostile press corps, all knowing what's better than the candidate himself. Thanks very much, Jim. Let's go to Bill now in Monroe, Ohio. Bill, 45 seconds. Make them count.
Yes, I'd like to see Trump put a list on the internet of all the things he wants to do to make America great again, so people can read and then reread it as the campaign runs until the time to vote.
That is a great suggestion, Bill. Hopefully some of the Trump folks are watching it tonight and they'll take your suggestion to heart. But the idea is to deal with specifics, specific plans that will help make America great again. To Bill in Monroe, Ohio, who is preceded by Jim in Newcastle, Ohio. Gentlemen, you have our thanks. We'll try to schedule our friend Bernie back on the program in the not-too-distant future. But now we will talk more about national security, that $400 million ransom payment to Iran, as Pete Hoekstra and Patrick Murray join us to offer their insights and analysis when we come back.